Hello viewers, welcome to CEC lectures. Myself Dr. Preeti Jagwani. I am from Department of Computer Science, Aribhat College, University of Delhi. So presently we are learning programming in Java, and in our previous lectures we have seen the characteristics of Java, and also we have gone through one of the most simplest program, which was just printing one statement on the console. That program also we have seen. In the last lecture, we have also touched upon the jargon of the file name in the programming language Java. Now, why I am saying this as jargon, that I am going to tell you in this lecture, and definitely we are going to take this topic in detail. So, for example, here is the first program which we have seen in our previous lecture, and I have told you that we can say. For that time, we have stored this particular program in the text file which is named as example.java. So essentially what I am trying to say here is this example is the name of the class in which the main is we can say main is there, and also this is also the name of the file. So example.java, and example is the name of the class, and what steps we have taken while creation and from creation to running this program was we have created it with a .java created the file and saved the whole program with a .java extension. Then we have opened the terminal and we went to the directory in which Java is installed. Now why this is important, that we'll also take in our upcoming lectures, that is setting the path variables. Then we have compiled it with using the compilation command, which is javac example.java, and in the next step we have written Java example, which is actually kind of running the program. So it was saved as a .java program, and when it was compiled it is going to form a byte code which is in the form of the dot class file, and then that dot class file is actually, we can say, executed. So basically what is happening, when Java source code is compiled, each individual class will have its own separate output file which is named after the class using the dot class extension. So for example, name of the class is example. So that is going to be compiled, and that byte code of that particular class will be stored in a file example.class. For example, the name of the class is demo. So corresponding to that demo class, there will be a demo.class file. And when are we going to execute the file? We are going to say Java demo or example, let's say. So Java demo, that means here at this point of time we are calling that dot class file. So because of this thing, it is a good idea to give Java source code files same name as that of the class which are having the main function, so that we need not to remember them separately. Also there is a constraint with the public class, so we are allowed to use any name for the file name that is different from the class which is containing your main function, only when the class is not public. In case of a public class, we cannot use a different name. That is also we need to be careful with. Then when we are actually executing the Java program, we are specifying the name of the class that is to be executed, and your system will automatically search for a file by that name which which has been already created during compilation, and after finding the file it will execute the code contained, that is the dot class code contained in the specified class. Now what will happen if a particular file is having multiple classes? So if a file is having multiple classes, so for example, let's say we are going to take the example of this particular code which is shown on the screen, which says there is a class in the name of func, and there is a there is something a simple we can say a function in the name of f1 which is inside there. Then there is class which is named as demo, and that demo class is containing the main function of the program, and that main function is actually not doing anything, it is just printing a hello. So for example, and also in this program, just for the sake of simplicity, I have not used this F1 or any object of this class function anywhere. So this is just a simple, we can say, code which is having two different classes, and both of these two classes are actually saved inside let's say one particular file name, let's say any file name we can give it here. Now what could be the relevance of the file name here? So relevance says we should give the file name as demo, or we are going to give the file name as func, because both are the classes in this particular code. So the ideal situation should be that we are going to name the file as demo.java, so that when we say Java demo, it will automatically kind of look in for the demo.class file, and demo.class will be available. Why? Because on compilation of this particular code, there will be two we can say two classes. One is func.class, another one is demo.class. And when we are saying Java demo, that Java demo means we are calling that particular dot class file to be executed, which is the code which is stored inside demo.class. So in case of two classes, we should consider giving the file name, the name of the class which is having the main function. And also this is not a compulsion that we have already discussed. We can have different file name in case of non-public classes, but not in case of classes which are public. So basically the bottom line here is the file name, if it is having the same name as that of the class name in that file, that is the way to tell JVM that this is the entry point in this exam, this is the entry point in this we can say what you call this thing, this is the entry point in this program. A program in which more than one class resides, after compiling that source file, it will generate the same number of dot class files, as many as number of classes are residing inside the program. So as I have just told you that in case of this particular code, it is going to be translated into two files. One is func.class and another one is demo.class, and then we will be executing this demo.class by calling Java demo. So that's what it is. So a particular code can have multiple classes also. Now the situation comes up that in case of multiple classes, we are going to have the name of the file same as that of the class containing the main. So is it a now the question comes up that is it a possibility that a particular file is having two different classes, and within those different classes it is having main function. So that means two main functions within one particular code. So the question comes up that is it possible? So answer is yes, this is exactly possible. As it is shown on the screen, let's say my file name I am going to keep as trial.java, and I am having one particular class which is, let's say, for G, and it is having one public static void main string args, and then it is printing something, let's say it is printing for G class through this system.out.println. And after closing this particular function, which is the main function, and after closing this particular class, another class which is there is actually is actually beginning, and that class is also having one main function. So there is a class test which is having public static void main same string args and system.out.println test class. So is it allowed? So yes, this is allowed, and the file name I am saying is actually here is trial.java. Now on compilation, as I have already told you, that this is going to generate two .class files separately for two classes which are contained in this code. One is the test, so test.class will be there after compilation, and there will be for g.class. So the two we can say classes will be there, and both of these two classes can be executed because both these classes are having their own main function. So we can say Java for G in order to execute the class for G, and we can say Java test in order to execute whatever whichever code is being returned inside the test class. So yes, within a particular Java file you can have more than one main functions under the different classes. So under the different classes we can have main function. Now the question comes up, what if there is a main function or there are more than one main functions within a single class? Is it allowed? Think about it. So yes, we can say it is allowed, but with a little constraint. Now what is that constraint? The constraint says if you are going to put one particular class and multiple main methods into those classes, those multiple main methods must have different signatures. Different signatures, as in I am talking about here, I am going to take you towards the topic of function overloading. Those who are familiar with object oriented programming concepts, or those who have already done one particular or any particular object oriented programming language, they must be aware of function overloading. So function overloading says one single name but different signatures. So signatures particularly I am talking about here are the parameters. So I can say apart from string args, we can have some other parameters. So yes, we can have public static void main string args as one function, and then public static int main and something other than string args onto as the signature of the next main function. So yes, one file having different classes is possible. One file having different classes but one is only having main function is also possible. Then one particular code file with two different classes, and these two different classes are having their own individual main functions, perfectly possible. And these two individual functions which are contained in different classes can have the similar signature. Now the next scenario comes up that one particular code file, one particular class and multiple main methods. So yes, possible, but only when you are we can say overloading this main function. That means the signature of the main function should be different from each other. Same signature, multiple methods cannot go within a class. For those, the classes have to be different. So in this situation, which I have shown you on the screen, we have two classes. One is for G and another one is test, and both are having their own main function. When we are going to compile this class, we will be compile this Java file which is named as trial.java. So the command will be javac trial.java, and after execution of this command, if you are going to look into your the directory in which you are working, for example, let's say I am talking about the bin thing. So if you are working in bin directory and it is going to, I can say when you are going to look into the number of classes or what classes have been generated by this compilation of this trial.java, there will be two classes. One will be for g.class, another one will be test.class, and as they both have their own main method, one of the we can say both individually can be executed by having the commands java test and java for G. So each class is having a separate main stub, and then they can be tested, they can be executed individually. Now in our previous program, what we have seen that in our previous program we have just taken a simple statement which was system.out.println, and that was printing this is having this is a simple program. That was a statement which we have printed. We have understood the whole program, why each and every keyword which is used, why that particular keyword is being used. Then we have seen what is the we can say what is contained in the file name, why the file name is suggested to have the same name as that of the class which is having the main function. That reason we have also seen. Now going further, we will be looking into some variable declarations, how these variables are being assigned, and then some data types. So basically what are we trying to see here? We are trying to illustrate some new aspects of the console output, or we can say we are going to illustrate some new aspects of printing the output. So here is the program. So program says it starts with a multi-line comment. So multi-line comment, whatever you want to write in that particular file, those multi-line comments you can have according to yourself. And what I have written is, here is another short example. Call this file as example2.java. Now why this is example2.java? That you are kind of, we can say, familiar with this. Now class example2, and within this class example2 we have written our main function by public static void main string args, and then we have declared one particular variable which is num, and it is of type integer. So int num is a variable of type integer, so int num. Then we have assigned a value to this num, and we have assigned num is equals to 100, and then we have your system.out.println. Within the double inverted commas it says this is num, and after double inverted comma please notice the use of the plus operator, plus and then num, semicolon. Then we have doubled the value of num, which is num is equals to num multiplied by 2. And then we have again put in the value of, or again we have printed the value of num in a little tweaked way, we can say. So system.out.println, the value of num multiplied by 2 is, that's the string we want to print, and in the next statement we have written system.out.println num. So what is actually going to happen when we are going to say java c example2.java? Example2.class will be created, and when we are going to say java example2, this example2.class which is being created in the previous step will be executed, and upon execution it is going to create one variable which is num, and then system.out.println says this is num and then plus num. So in this statement what I have told you, that the plus sign here is important. That plus sign causes the value of num to be appended to the string that is given in the double inverted commas, that is given that is preceded and then the resulting string will be a complete we can say output. So actually if we can see what is happening here, the num is first converted from an integer into its string equivalent, and then it is concatenated with the string which is given just before it. Here actually we are using this plus operator for joining the two different items. One is num, another one is integer, and another one is a string. This is perfectly allowed, and this approach also we can generalize. That means by using the plus operator we can join together as many as item we want to have within a single println statement. And in the next the println statement is having two different statements. One is for for printing the string thing, another one is for printing that integer value, which is going to be nothing but 200. So here in this example, here in this lecture, we have seen that how are we going to tackle this jargon of the file name. What is going to happen if there are multiple main methods, if there are multiple classes within the class, why it is being suggested to have the same name as that of the class which is containing main, and all those things and all those points and their explanations we have seen. We have also seen one very small program which is printing an integer as well as an a string, and we have observed the sign of the plus operator in its overloaded form, we can say, which is being used in order to join the two different items. And similarly, many other items we can print in a single statement by using plus operator. And here is a list of references which is being used for preparation of the lecture. Hope you have enjoyed one. I'll see you in the next lecture. Till then, take care. Goodbye.